All right, hi, welcome to another exciting episode of Icarus Dickerus. I am Icarus.
What's up? This is Dickerus.
All right, and in today's episode, we wanted to give you guys a little background about us and what led us to want to start doing these videos and these podcasts, if you will. We came from the same high school. We went to Thomas Jefferson High School here in San Antonio, Texas. It's a beautiful school if you haven't been there. I mean, right? Like, that shit is fucking
especially the theater, man. The theater's the best.
There's a balcony, like, there's an archway. It's fucking phenomenal.
People died in that theater.
It's just one.
Two.
No.
A little girl.
No, she died on the third floor.
No.
The janitor died in the theater.
No,
there was no little girl.
That's
Little girl.
Okay, that's the janitor's fault.
Okay, yeah. I mean, why would you clean a clock that way? So, to go back on that, on the balcony there is a clock, right? And then above that is where the rest of the theater is for people to sit down. And the story goes that the janitor was on the second floor cleaning the clock overhand, kind of like that, and he basically fell to his death. You know, so it's just like, why would you do that? But at the same time, we respect the ghost. And the superstition is that if you were on the stage and you looked at the clock, scary shit would happen. And I gotta be honest, sometimes scary shit did happen. But moving on from that, going back to Thomas Jefferson, it's a beautiful high school, and that's where we met. We met in the theater department, and we instantly loved it. I mean, you can never go wrong with theater. Theater is fucking theater.
Yep.
It opens your eyes to a lot of things. You know, you're very opening to different cultures, different it's like orientations, like sexual orientations or anything like that. So theater is one of like the main things that have kept us together. We've always talked about writing shows, and we are in the process of writing shows and writing little skits and stand-ups. We have a stand-up coming up, right?
Word.
And you know, so we wanted to tell you, like, you know, like our high school careers, basically. So I started high school in 2010. I graduated in 2014, and then
I graduated in 2015. You know.
Which means he was 2011 is when he started high school. And instantly, I went to Thomas Jefferson High School for theater specifically. I was part of it's called the Fine Arts Magnet Academy, FAMA for short. And I was part of the last graduating class of the Fine Arts Magnet Academy, which is pretty cool. But I didn't know shit about theater when I was walking in there. I mean, we have a friend, and she had been studying theater since she was like 5, and I'm coming in and I'm like, well, fuck, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. But I did it, you know. My first show, I started off playing a background voice for the character Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I was Mr. Hyde. And then one of the lead characters dropped out, so I got to take over his role, and I became the Wolfman. It was really cool. It was really intense though, because I had like 2 weeks to learn my lines. You know, and then from there, like, my career kind of took off from that. I've done roles. I was the nerd Eugene in Grease. I was the Blue Caterpillar in Alice Wonderland, which was awesome.
I built his fucking mushroom.
He did. He made that shit comfortable. I fell asleep once during rehearsal, and I got into a little trouble, but that's whatever.
That was my bad.
But there's a lot of things that I didn't get to do because of theater. You know, I had wanted to do sports. I had wanted to do swimming or tennis and soccer, but my freshman year, my director told me, like, because I was a magnet student, I couldn't do any of the sports. I had to do theater full time. So that kind of bummed me out.
Yeah, I wasn't a magnet student. I just love theater, you know. And I started off in football, and I had to choose between football or theater. And I went to my coach and I said, "Coach, fuck you."
You did. It's a fucking true story.
Yeah, and, you know, long story short, the coach fucking beat me up. But it's okay, you know. There was no cameras, but, you know, hey, he beat me up.
Got away with it.
I left it at that. But you know what? If I see him in the street, I'm gonna avoid him.
He kicked his ass pretty bad. No, but you know, there are a lot of other things that I didn't get to experience, you know, and I'm not blaming it all on theater. I'm just saying, like, in high school in general, like, I didn't go to any of my homecomings, and looking back on it, I kind of wish I did, just to experience it, but that fucking sucked. I went to my senior prom. I went with my girlfriend at the time. We had been together all 4 years, And prom was fun, but you know, I didn't get to go to much else, or I didn't want to. I was very social but antisocial. It was fucking weird. I'm fucked up. Fuck. I had I had an idea in my mind and I just fucking lost it. Fuck a dick. Son of a bitch. No, okay, fuck. Where was I going with that? I didn't go to homecoming, and I wish I did more to represent theater and to show people that, you know, theater's not just for girls, because that's what it was at the time. I would get made fun of by football players for being in theater, but you know, it was whatever. Like,
Yep.
I did what I did, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved getting on that stage and getting the jitters, and then just fucking going and shredding it. Doing my part in theater and stuff like that. Other things that I didn't get to do. I kind of blame theater for it, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly my procrastination's problem. I didn't apply to colleges as much as I should have. I applied to one college, and as soon as I got in, I was done. I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm just going to go to that college, and it fucked me up. I didn't do well. And here I am back home in San Antonio. Story of my life. But, you know, if I would have applied myself, I feel like I would have done way better, and stuff like that. You know, and with but at the same time, like, I'm very grateful of theater. Like, I can speak publicly without feeling nervous or anything like that. I can make people laugh, which is something that I've always prided myself of. You know, it's one of the things.
I can for sure make some people laugh.
Yeah, I mean, and then us together is just like a fucking hoot. You know, as like our grandparents would say. But we do, you know, we know what it's like to feel shitty. We know what it's like to have people put us down. From experience, when I was younger, when I was about 4 or 5, I had leukemia. You know, and growing up, it was tough. You know, and I'm cured now, thankfully, 16 whole years. But growing up, you know, in middle school, I was made fun of for it, and I never understood why. And what's that car doing?
I don't know.
The car just kind of turned off and turned back on. It's kind of scary.
I think they want to fight. Fuck off!
I'm not ready to fight, although my truck could take that truck.
I can't fight.
That is true.
I can call the cops.
And I just felt really shitty in middle school. I felt shitty a lot. And it wasn't by everybody. To whoever watches this. It was by a few people, but it stuck with me and it hurt. You know, and then theater, I told myself, like, I don't want to ever make somebody feel as shitty as I did. You know, so I put myself in theater. I did my best to make people laugh and make people smile constantly, because it's just, I hate seeing people sad. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. He's been through some shit. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, but...
Throughout school, I had a disease called fatness. So I was fat as fuck throughout school. I still am kind of fat as fuck, but... Fuck y'all.
Can't say that to them. They're the fucking audience.
You know, fuck the people who always made fun of me being fat. You know, not the audience. I love my audience. I love you guys.
Better, I like that.
But, you know, people who always made fun of me and put me down, you know, you can go eat a bag of dicks. And for you girls who always turn me down, you know...
Look at me now.
Yeah, you know, back then, hoes didn't want me, now I'm hot, hoes all want me. Yeah, whatever. Mike Jones.
Shit's true. You know, so we kind of made like a silent pact that nobody around us would ever feel shitty. And we like bringing laughter and joy to the world. And we always did. I mean, in theater, like, you know, anytime anybody was around us, we would make them laugh uncontrollably sometimes. There was one girl, Julie. I remember during rehearsal, she had put on a Post-it note, she had wrote loser. And she put on her forehead, and she was not...
I miss Julie.
She was just not having it that day. Like, she was having a bad day. And I noticed And I thought to myself, I'm like, no, like, you're not a loser. Like, I'm not going to let that slide. So I told her, I was like, I want you to make me one of those. So she wrote loser on another Post-it, and I put it on my forehead. And then everybody started doing it. You know, and sure enough, in the next 5 minutes, everybody had a Post-it note on their head or somewhere on their body that said loser. You know, and she looked at me, she was like, man, I didn't expect anybody to do this. You know, I was just feeling kind of shitty. You know, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, you're never going to feel shitty here with me. You know, and I do my best to make sure nobody ever feels like that. I don't like when people put other people down for not acting a certain way or for not doing something like most people. You know, embrace that shit. You know, I mean, fuck, we've embraced it since we've known each other. Since I gave you the fucking nickname Jersey because you were in football.
Jersey.
That was a routing. That was a good year.
It was.
You know, and we're tired of people putting us down because sometimes we still get it. And so that's just, you know, that's just a little backstory about us. You know, and why we're doing this. We are doing this because we want to give back again like we did in high school. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right, you know.
You know, we want to make sure that people are still laughing at us, you know, and that we can still put smiles on people's faces, you know, and, you know, everybody's beautiful in their own way. You guys are all beautiful in your own way. You guys are all amazing in your own way, and we want to thank you for giving us the attention from our last video, which, by the way, was complete shit. I mean, my fucking God.
It was shit, but hey, you know,
shit.
the views, likes, and subscribes.
And subscribers, you guys, I mean, thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. And we're going to try to keep doing this as frequently as possible for you guys. And hopefully, you know, when things get better, we will have better equipment. And we will start putting on skits. We'll start putting on shows. I have a show that I've been trying to put on YouTube for almost over a year now. And I'm hoping that with this, I can. So once again, this is Icarus Dickarus. I am Icarus.
I'm Dickarus.
And thanks for stopping by with us.
Good night.